Nobody never warns men about this. Doctors don't say it, health magazines don't print it, and friends don't dare to bring it up. Yet, every morning, millions of men unknowingly sabotage the very thing that keeps them feeling alive: circulation. The truth is, what you eat or don't eat in the first hour after waking quietly decides whether blood flows freely through your body or whether it stalls, stiffens, and leaves you with that heavy, empty feeling below the waist. Here's the reality. Erectile function isn't just about desire, and it's not simply about hormones. It's a finely tuned performance that depends on three systems working in harmony: your vascular system, your nervous system, and your muscular system. When one of those falters, the whole response collapses, and more often than not, the collapse begins not in the bedroom, but at the breakfast table. Think about it. You wake up, pour coffee, grab white toast, maybe skip eating altogether, fast, easy, familiar, but beneath the surface, these habits fuel inflammation, shrink blood vessels, starve your muscles, and starve your hormones. Men walk into clinics thinking, "I'm just old. That's why I'm weak." But the truth, age isn't the sole thief. It's ignorance of how to fuel your body at the very start of the day. In this video, I'll walk you through 5 ordinary foods that can quietly transform circulation, restore vitality, and even revive erectile function naturally after 60. Each one is simple, affordable, and available in any grocery store. Together, they don't just feed your body, they light the fire of masculinity again. And if you stay with me until the end, I'll give you the daily habits that lock these benefits in for good. So, let's break the silence. Let's uncover how breakfast could be the greatest medical secret for men over 60. Here's something most men never connect: breakfast and blood flow. For decades, we've been told breakfast is the most important meal, but no one explained why, especially for older men. The first hour after waking is what I call the golden hour. Your body has been fasting for 7 to 9 hours. Your blood sugar is low, your vessels are stiff, and your hormones are looking for fuel. What you feed yourself now doesn't just fill your stomach, it sets the rhythm for your entire vascular and hormonal system for the day. When you reach for caffeine alone, or worse, sugary cereal and white bread, here's what happens: your blood sugar spikes, insulin rushes in, and inflammation flares. That inflammation constricts the arteries, reduces nitric oxide production, and quietly blocks circulation. You might not notice it immediately, but over time it shows up as numb legs, cramps, fatigue, and yes, the loss of performance where you need it most. This is why so many men past 60 believe they've simply lost desire. In reality, their arteries are clogged not just by age, but by decades of poor morning choices. If you want evidence, just look at the rise in circulation disorders, heart disease, and erectile dysfunction with age. Doctors call it inevitable. I call it preventable. Here's the good news. Your body is eager to heal. The circulatory system is incredibly responsive to nutrition. Within weeks of changing what you eat in the morning, blood flow improves, cramps fade, and energy returns. And it starts with one food you've probably ignored for years: yogurt. Do you think yogurt is just a snack? That small cup hiding in your fridge might hold the key to circulation, hormone balance, and even restoring erectile strength. Here's why. Yogurt is loaded with probiotics, living bacteria that balance your gut microbiome. When your gut is balanced, inflammation across your body decreases. Less inflammation means your blood vessels stay open, flexible, and capable of carrying the rush of blood required for strong erections. On top of that, yogurt delivers high-quality protein and calcium essential for your pelvic floor muscles, the very muscles that support erections, control urination, and stabilize your body. Why does this matter more after 60? Because these muscles are among the first to weaken with age. And when they do, circulation to the pelvic region suffers. Add yogurt to your mornings, and you feed those muscles before they fade further. A recent study showed that men over 60 who consumed yogurt daily had significantly lower risk of erectile dysfunction compared to those who skipped it. The mechanism wasn't magic, it was simply reduced inflammation, stronger muscles, and steadier blood flow. Think of it like this. You can start your day with caffeine and chaos, or you can start with balance and circulation. Yogurt tilts the scale toward healing. Practical tip: choose plain, unsweetened yogurt. Not the sugary flavored versions. Add fresh fruit or a drizzle of honey if you need sweetness, but avoid processed sugar that cancels the benefits. If you're dairy sensitive, try plant-based yogurts fortified with probiotics and calcium. Transition, but yogurt only lays the foundation. To truly open up blood vessels and recharge hormones, you need building blocks. And that's where quinoa and almonds come in. Most men think of breakfast as fuel, but few realize it can also be medicine. And when it comes to building circulation from the inside out, few combinations beat quinoa with almonds. You've probably heard of quinoa as a so-called super grain. NASA once chose it as food for astronauts. That wasn't marketing hype, it was science. Quinoa is one of the rare plant foods that contains all 9 essential amino acids, making it a complete protein. But more importantly, it's rich in magnesium and arginine. Magnesium relaxes your blood vessels, lowering blood pressure and allowing blood to flow freely. Arginine, on the other hand, is the raw material your body uses to produce nitric oxide, the molecule that signals your arteries to open wide. Think of nitric oxide as the key that unlocks your circulation system, especially in the smallest vessels leading to your pelvic region. Without it, no matter how much desire you feel, the blood simply won't get where it needs to go. Now, add almonds. These humble nuts are nutritional powerhouses for men over 60. They deliver vitamin E, zinc, and healthy fats, nutrients essential for testosterone production and vascular health. Zinc is the quiet guardian of male hormones, ensuring that testosterone levels don't plummet as quickly with age. Vitamin E protects your blood vessels from oxidative damage, keeping the pipes smooth and strong. And the healthy fats in almonds stabilize blood sugar, preventing the spikes and crashes that silently erode vascular health. Together, quinoa and almonds create a synergy. One opens the blood vessels, the other fuels the hormones and protects the vascular lining. This is why men who swap their white bread or sugary cereal for a bowl of quinoa with almonds often report surprising changes within weeks. Fewer cramps at night, more energy in the morning, and yes, stronger, more reliable erections. You don't need a complicated recipe. Just half a cup of cooked quinoa with 10 raw or lightly roasted almonds each morning is enough to begin. If you want variety, toss in berries or a spoon of yogurt for extra probiotic power. The point isn't fancy meals. It's feeding your body the exact nutrients it's starving for after 60. And remember, this isn't about a miracle cure. It's about supporting the very processes your body was designed to perform. Circulation isn't broken beyond repair. It's just waiting for the right building blocks. Transition, quinoa, and almonds rebuild the highways of blood flow. But what if you could ignite circulation instantly, almost like flipping a switch? That's where our next food comes in, a fruit known for centuries as nature's most powerful circulatory booster. At first glance, the pomegranate looks like nothing more than a decorative fruit. But inside those ruby red seeds lies one of the most powerful secrets for men's health after 60. Many call it Nature's Viagra. Why such a bold nickname? Because pomegranate is packed with polyphenols, antioxidants that supercharge nitric oxide production. And as we've already discussed, nitric oxide is the master key for erections. It relaxes blood vessels, allowing them to dilate and fill with blood. Pharmaceutical drugs for erectile dysfunction target this exact same pathway. The difference is that pomegranate does it naturally, without synthetic chemicals or harsh side effects. But that's not all. Pomegranate also reduces inflammation and protects the inner lining of your blood vessels, called the endothelium. When the endothelium is damaged by sugar, by high blood pressure, by years of smoking or processed foods, it loses its ability to produce nitric oxide. This is the silent starting point for circulation decline. Pomegranate helps repair it. Scientific studies back this up. Men who consumed pomegranate juice daily showed measurable improvements in blood flow and erectile function compared to those who didn't. One study even suggested that the effect was similar to pharmaceutical treatments, though gentler and safer. While research is ongoing, the evidence is promising enough that many doctors quietly recommend it as part of a natural approach. And here's the best part. Results can appear quickly. Some men report improved sensitivity and stronger morning erections within just a week of adding pomegranate to their breakfast routine. That's not because it's magic. It's because nitric oxide levels rise rapidly when you feed your body the right raw materials. So, how do you add it to your mornings? It's simple. Eat half a cup of fresh pomegranate seeds or drink a glass of pure, unsweetened pomegranate juice. If possible, choose cold-pressed juice to preserve the delicate antioxidants. Avoid the sugary processed versions that line supermarket shelves. They destroy the very benefits you're trying to gain. One warning though, if you're on certain medications like blood thinners, check with your doctor before consuming large amounts of pomegranate juice, as it can sometimes interact with them. Safety first. Think about it like this. For centuries, men searched for a fountain of youth, a way to restore strength and vitality. The truth may have been sitting quietly in a fruit bowl all along. Transition. Yogurt builds the foundation. Quinoa and almonds rebuild the highways, and pomegranate lights the spark. But to keep that spark burning, your arteries need a special kind of oil, the kind that keeps them soft, flexible, and ready to carry blood without resistance. That's exactly what our next food delivers. For years, men have been told to fear fat. Doctors preached low-fat diets as the cure for every health issue. But what they forgot to mention is that not all fats are created equal. And in truth, the right fats might be the very thing that keeps your arteries, young, flexible, and capable of delivering blood where it matters most. Enter avocado with olive oil. If yogurt is the quiet builder and quinoa is the engineer, then avocado is the maintenance crew. Picture your blood vessels like plumbing pipes. Over time they stiffen, narrow, and lose elasticity. That's why older men often feel heavy legs, numbness in the groin, or sudden cramps. The pipes simply can't expand and contract the way they used to, but avocado and olive oil act like natural lubricants, restoring flexibility and reducing resistance to blood flow. Avocados are rich in monounsaturated fats, the good fats that keep cholesterol balanced and arteries supple. They also pack potassium, an essential mineral that regulates blood pressure. Stable blood pressure means steady circulation, preventing the stop-and-go effect that often shows up as weakness or fatigue after 60. Now, drizzle that avocado with extra virgin olive oil and you multiply the effect. Olive oil contains polyphenols and antioxidants that fight inflammation at the cellular level. Remember, inflammation is the silent enemy of blood flow. It stiffens arteries, damages nerve signals, and accelerates muscle loss. A teaspoon of olive oil each morning is like sending in firefighters to put out that hidden blaze. The combination does something even more valuable. It nourishes your nervous system. Every erection, every pulse of circulation begins with a nerve signal. When your nervous system weakens through aging, stress, or poor nutrition, signals fade, response slows, and desire declines. Healthy fats like those in avocado and olive oil provide the insulation and fuel those nerves need to fire properly. I've advised countless men over 60 to try this simple trick. Half a mashed avocado with a teaspoon of extra virgin olive oil, eaten as an appetizer before the main breakfast. Within weeks, many reported fewer cramps, more energy, and yes, noticeable improvement in sensitivity and performance. Not because avocado is magic, but because their arteries and nerves finally had the nutrients they'd been missing for years. Think about it. A fruit and an oil, both widely available, both simple, both natural. Together they stabilize blood flow, protect your heart, and preserve the sharpness of your nerves. Forget complicated pills. Sometimes the solution is as simple as spreading avocado on toast, whole grain toast, of course. Transition. We've rebuilt your foundation with yogurt, fortified your highways with quinoa and almonds, and lit the spark with pomegranate. Avocado and olive oil keep the pipes flexible. But there's one last secret. A tiny fruit with an enormous punch. A fruit that quietly protects the smallest vessels in your body, the ones most likely to fail first. Have you ever met a man in his mid-60s who still moves with the energy of someone 10 years younger? A man with a sparkle in his eye and strength in his step? When you ask his secret, it's never a fancy supplement or an expensive treatment. More often than not, it's a small daily habit. And one of the most overlooked of these habits is eating black raspberries. These little berries might look harmless, but inside they're loaded with anthocyanins, plant pigments that act like shields for your blood vessels. Why is that important? Because erectile function depends on the tiniest blood vessels in your body. While larger arteries can stay open, it's the microvessels, the tiny capillaries in your pelvic region, that determine whether blood actually gets to where it's supposed to go. With age, these microvessels are the first to suffer high blood pressure, high sugar, and inflammation erode their delicate walls, reducing elasticity and blocking nitric oxide production. That's why so many men past 60 experience gradual, silent decline. The fire is there, but the wires and pipes delivering it are damaged. Black raspberries fight back. Their anthocyanins relax vessel walls, boost nitric oxide, and protect the fragile endothelium lining that controls blood flow. Compared to blueberries and strawberries, black raspberries contain up to 3 times more antioxidant power. That's like upgrading from a bicycle to a sports car in terms of protection. But the benefits go beyond circulation. Black raspberries help reduce systemic inflammation, protect against oxidative stress, and even support muscle recovery. Crucial for men fighting age-related muscle loss. A Harvard study showed that men who consumed more anthocyanin-rich foods had significantly lower risk of erectile dysfunction compared to those who didn't, even after adjusting for age and lifestyle. How much do you need? Just half a cup each morning. Sprinkle them on yogurt, mix them into your quinoa, or eat them plain. If fresh black raspberries aren't available, frozen ones work fine. Just make sure they're unsweetened. The result? A steady, daily flame that rebuilds what you thought was gone. It's not about instant fireworks. It's about long-term protection, consistent circulation, and the return of energy and vitality you feared were lost forever. Think of black raspberries as guardians of your youth. Tiny, modest, but fiercely powerful. Add them to your breakfast, and you'll not only feel the difference in your body, you'll see it in your eyes, your posture, and even in the confidence that comes back to your voice. Transition. With these 5 foods, you've armed yourself with nature's most powerful weapons for circulation and vitality. But breakfast is only the beginning. To make these changes stick, to ensure your body thrives every single day, you need to build habits that reinforce what these foods start each morning. And that's exactly what we'll cover next. By now, you've seen how 5 simple foods can quietly rewrite the story of a man's health after 60. But here's the truth. Breakfast is the spark, not the whole fire. If you want lasting change, you must create a daily environment that keeps those sparks burning. Start with water. Too many men walk around dehydrated without realizing it. Your blood is mostly water, and without enough, circulation slows. Dehydration thickens the blood, raises blood pressure, and strains the heart. Make it a habit. Drink a glass of clean water first thing in the morning, before coffee, before food. This 1 act primes your circulation even before yogurt or pomegranate touches your lips. Next, movement. You don't need to punish yourself in a gym. In fact, at this stage of life, extreme workouts often cause more harm than good. What you need is rhythm, brisk walking, gentle cycling, or body weight exercises that keep blood moving and muscles active. Pay special attention to pelvic floor exercises like Kegels. Just 10 minutes a day can dramatically strengthen the very muscles that support erections, bladder control, and core stability. Then there's sleep. You may think rest is wasted time, but deep sleep is when the body repairs itself. Testosterone production peaks during the night. Blood vessels heal, nerves reset, and muscles rebuild. Without quality sleep, no food, no supplement, no routine can make up for the damage. Prioritize 7 to 8 hours of real restorative rest, dark room, cool temperature, no screens. don't forget medical checkups. Many men avoid doctors out of fear or pride, but monitoring blood pressure, blood sugar, and cholesterol isn't weakness. It's intelligence. These numbers reveal early warning signs of circulation decline, stroke risk, or heart disease. The sooner you know, the sooner you can take action. Prevention is always easier than repair. And finally, protect yourself from toxins. Alcohol, tobacco, and processed foods loaded with sugar aren't just bad habits. They are active saboteurs of your blood vessels and hormones. They inflame, constrict, and slowly destroy the very systems you're trying to heal. Cutting back or cutting them out completely is one of the strongest decisions you can make for your longevity and masculinity. These habits, combined with the 5 foods we've uncovered, create a fortress of vitality. Think of it as a 2-layered defense. Breakfast feeds the body and lifestyle protects it throughout the day. Look back at the journey we have just taken. We began with the silent problem, mornings stolen by bad habits and empty nutrition. Then we uncovered 5 powerful allies hiding in plain sight. Yogurt, balancing the gut and reducing inflammation. Quinoa with almonds, rebuilding circulation and hormones. Pomegranate, igniting nitric oxide and restoring vascular flexibility. Avocado with olive oil, stabilizing arteries and nerves. Black raspberries, protecting the smallest vessels that determine vitality. Individually, each of these foods is helpful. Together, they form a nutritional blueprint to restore circulation, reignite desire, and protect your heart, brain, and muscles from the slow decline of age. They aren't exotic, they aren't expensive, they aren't hidden away in pharmacies. They're simple, everyday foods waiting for you to use them correctly. But here's the deeper truth. This isn't just about food, it's about choice. Every morning you stand at a crossroads. One path leads to more fatigue, more numbness, more silent shame. The other path leads to energy, confidence, and the rediscovery of yourself. No doctor, no pill, no system can choose that path for you. Only you can. And the most powerful declaration you can make is in the first bite you take each day. That's how revolutions begin. Quietly, humbly, with small acts of discipline. Today's yogurt, tomorrow's handful of almonds, the next day's glass of pomegranate juice. These aren't just breakfasts. They are declarations that your story isn't over. So, I leave you with a question. Will you let another day slip away to weakness and regret? Or will you rise tomorrow, open your fridge, and feed yourself the strength that's been waiting for you all along? If even a flicker of hope has stirred in you, don't let it die out. Hit that subscribe button now so you never miss the knowledge that could change your life. If you're ready to act, leave a 1 in the comments. That's your declaration that you're ready to fight for your health and vitality. If you're still unsure, leave a 0. I value honesty, and every piece of feedback helps me serve you better. And don't keep this to yourself. Somewhere, a man you know is silently struggling, ashamed to talk about it, convinced his best years are behind him. Share this video with him. Give him the knowledge and the chance to reclaim his strength. Because aging does not take your masculinity. It only takes what you allow it to. And most men surrender not their body, but their belief. They forget that change is possible. But I am here to remind you, it absolutely is. So, tomorrow morning, choose yogurt, or quinoa, or pomegranate, or avocado, or black raspberries. Choose yourself, choose vitality, and above all, choose to live like the man you were always meant to be. I'll see you in the next video, where we'll go even deeper into the secrets of longevity, performance, and strength after 60. Until then, rise, eat with purpose, and live with vitality every single day.